Hello and welcome to the Voice of Todd. I'm Tom, and with this video, on a very bright, sunny Friday morning, we're going to talk about Halo. Again, not the TV show this time, that was yesterday. We're going to talk about the brand new Inside Infinite that dropped. Every month, end of every month, they do the big Inside Infinite. We didn't do February's, we didn't do January's. I thought I'd recorded one, but I clearly hadn't, and I'm sorry I let you guys down. I remember going through it myself, clearly didn't record it, so that would have been an interesting conversation to watch. But we have a brand new one. This one seems to be focusing more on the campaign elements, which for me is the heart of Halo. I absolutely love the stories. I'm a lore guy. I love the characters. Halo to me is more campaign and story driven than the multiplayer side. And if the multiplayer thing is yours and you don't care about the story, that's fine. I'm just glad that you enjoy Halo. I enjoy the multiplayer too. It's one of the few games that I can actually play the multiplayer consistently. There isn't many of them. There isn't many that I enjoy. But with that preamble, let's jump into February 2021's Inside Infinite and see what juicy new details and screenshots we have. Welcome to the latest Inside Infinite. In this monthly series, we aim to bring you closer to our development process by sharing our vision for Halo Infinite and speaking to key areas of the game. Our last two posts featured the art, graphics and live teams in December and Sandbox team in January. We covered the graphical improvements we've made since last summer, spoke about player customization and even discussed some of the exciting gameplay elements you'll find in Halo Infinite. In today's Inside Infinite, we'll be discussing, and in some cases showing, our campaign's expansive world of Zeta Halo with help from members of the Halo Infinite team. Next month, we're looking forward to shining the spotlight on our audio team, and then in April, we'll sit down with our PC team and talk more about what you can expect when Halo Infinite lands this fall. Okay, audio next month, so maybe next month we'll get some proper sound bites, maybe hear some things, hopefully hear how the Warhog sounds now, and is it a return to, or does it just sound better than the over-revving mess that it sounded in Halo 5 really, to be honest. But the audio is generally very good in games like this, particularly Halo. Halo has a distinctive sound to the weapons and the world, and obviously the music. It's one of the best gaming soundtracks of all time. So that's good. And then PC team in April will be very interesting. I will be looking at playing this on the Xbox because that's where I choose to play most of my games. I probably will check it out on PC as well, but it will be interesting to see what they're going to do for PCs moving forward. So that should be quite good in April. So we've got the next couple lined up, which is cool. As you're reading today's article, remember to click on the inline images to get a better look at the full-size 4K versions. And lastly, if you have any questions coming of today's blog, please let us know on Twitter using hashtag Ask343, and it may end up being answered in a future video. Without further ado, let's hear from some of the wonderful people helping bring Halo Infinite's world to life. The more I hear about this game, the more I'm excited. Hopefully this will keep building on that. Bringing Zeta Halo to life. As is customary with these blogs, let's get started with a quick round of introductions. Who are you? What does your job entail? And what's your history with Halo? Justin Dings. Hello, my name is Justin Dings and I am the campaign art lead for Halo Infinite. I've been with 343 for the past 10 years, and during that time I've had the pleasure of working as a multiplayer map lead on Halo 4 and the campaign lead environment artist in Halo 5. My current role is campaign art lead, has me overseeing and managing an artistic world construction of our massive campaign experience. At a high level, my job is to merge our incredible art direction established by our art directors with the overarching design and creative goals established by our design and creative directors to ensure that we make the best experiences for the player. Building worlds within the Halo universe has been an amazing experience thus far, and I am extremely excited with where we can continue to take our ever-evolving ambition that is Halo Infinite. Strong start. Troy Mashburn. Hi, I'm Troy Mashburn, and I began my career at 343 in the Sandbox lead in 2017, so he's pretty new. I was responsible for setting the direction of the Sandbox and introducing new gameplay features to Infinite, In 2019, my role and responsibility changed to gameplay director, responsible for gameplay across the campaign experience. So he's moved solely to focus on the campaign. So they are split teams then. Okay, that's not a bad thing. John Mulcahy. Hi everyone, my name is John Mulcahy. When I joined 343 in 2018, I am a world design lead on Halo Infinite, where I have the pleasure of leading the design team. It gets to take all the hard work of our partner teams in sandbox, character, narrative and art, and weave them together to form the various missions and adventures Chief experiences across Zeta Halo. I absolutely love the shots of Broken Delta Halo, with that sliver that has just been blown away and is drifting out of the gravitational hold of the ring and the debris. I love it, and it reminds me of that. Not quite as much. This is obviously inspired by that idea, and it looks, I mean, this is concept art, but oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'd take that on framed on the wall. Oh, I love Halo. I love this too much. I love this far too much. So far, our live and sandbox teams have shared insights into their vision and goals from their respective teams' aspects of Halo Infinite. When you and your team set out to accomplish their tasks each day, what are the guiding principles? JD. As far as our artistic goals for the campaign goes, we want to focus on two key themes: legacy and simplicity. Yes. When it comes to the visual experience we're building. For legacy, we really want players to feel like they are experiencing a game that they remember fondly. Combat Evolved, obviously. But with modernised graphics, of course. As far as simplicity is concerned, we wanted to ensure that we steer away from overly noisy designs and details, which is a key takeaway from the team coming off Halo 5. Well said. With Halo Infinite, we wanted to take this new adventure back to its roots and create a visually pleasing experience that doesn't overwhelm with unnecessary complexity, where readability and clear artistic composition prevail. This is our artistic interpretation of a beautiful world to exist within, rather than something that is purely grounded in photorealism. Both goals have been a true challenge to embrace, especially against the expectations of what it means to be a next-gen title, but through some incredible team collaboration, hard work and community feedback, we are hoping to land something that everybody will really enjoy and appreciate. I know that this is really a promotion piece for Halo Infinite, but what he said right there is exactly what I want to hear. TM. The campaign experience is the result of many teams coming together to tell the Master Chief story. At a project-wide level, we use terms like super soldier, story-driven and spiritual reboot to help describe the experiences we want to deliver. These were used like filters to determine if a particular feature belongs in the game. Things like super soldier sound like a no-brainer, but it's used frequently to call out when something isn't supporting the super soldier goal. Story-driven sounds obvious, but it's a great reminder that we're here to tell Chief's story. Yes, you are. Spiritual reboot? Well, more on that below. Okay. JM. As Troy stated, we have guideposts we use to ensure the game lives up to being a Halo experience at heart. Beyond that, my team has a number of best practices we use to ensure the design of the spaces and experiences offers opportunities for various playstyles and leverages the sandbox in cool ways. For instance, it is not enough that there are roads connecting various points of interest. We want to make sure that there are opportunities for sick jumps the player can hit when racing around on a mongoose with a marine on the back. Cool. We make sure there are opportunities that allow certain weapon choices to shine, opportunities that really satisfy use of equipment options, and opportunities that a well-placed plasma coil will really put a smile across your face. The moment that I fell in love with Halo, I might have told you this before, was within the first 20 minutes. I'd got home, I'd set my brand new Xbox up, way back, many years ago. I put Halo in the disk drive, loaded it up, played the first mission. And then we touched down on Delta Halo. And as you progress through, you get the Warthog drops in with a gunner on the back, and as I just gunned it over a hill, the Warthog took off. And while I was in the air, the gunner just like threw his fist in the air and shouted something. And that's when I was sold. Just that level of detail from an NPC in the back of it just blew my mind. This was 2002, I think it was January 2002. I didn't get an Xbox at Christmas or at launch. And ever since then I've been hooked. So that, sick jumps, racing around on a mongoose with a marine on the back, that is just screaming to me right now. That's what I want to hear. It's what I want to feel. It looks like concept art. It says campaign work in progress PC. It can't be a screenshot, it's concept art. Look at the flowers. Broken Halo, looks like a ship coming in there maybe. Little dirt roads just to bomb along in the Warthog. Battle rifle, you've sold me with a battle rifle, there we go, job done. Rescue Marines, jump in a Warthog and discover everything Zeta Halo has to offer. That's what I want. Can we do it now? Can you just launch it so I can just play it now? Is that alright? Where do you look for inspiration when it comes to bringing this world and these experiences to life? Are there specific elements of prior Halo games that you looked to? JD. Our main source of artistic inspiration for Halo Infinite setting began right in our own Pacific Northwest background, because we made that early decision to go back to Halo's roots and recapture the PNW art palette on Zeta. We immediately headed out into the mountains, forests and valleys for not only personal inspiration, but more importantly lots of photo reference. As humans, we can imagine what we think is a natural biome should look like. We will make lots of guesses, but until you experience it for yourself, you will most likely never be able to fully realise it. Armed with these references and experiences we had learned on our amazing concept art team, led by our incredible art directors, to merge the real-world, relatable photos and anecdotes with what it means to be a science fiction world. So, as an example, you can see in many of our media pieces we introduced the idea that just below Zeta Ring's organic surface is a Forerunner framework of millions of vertical hexagons, that make up the ring structure, and due to the extreme damage that Zeta has endured, these hexes are exposed and displaced, creating a dynamic landscape that gives us a unique visual and allows for some really fun gameplay. This is our way of mixing a beautiful real-life biome, the PNW, with something fantastic and sci-fi, the hexagonal shape, as the experience aims to be the best of both worlds. You can also see this same form of inspiration and process appeared on the planet Sangalios in Halo 5, where it was the case that we travelled to the slot canyons of Zion National Park in Utah and gathered both inspiration and photos for the world we hoped to envision. It was a really great method for building new and relatable worlds in the Halo universe. That's a pretty cool way of doing things. Sangalios always stands out to me as being one of the better worlds. You don't really do a huge amount there, but it looks pretty. I've been lucky enough to go to the Grand Canyon. I know that's not what they're talking about here, but being there and just sitting there and looking at it and gazing into it blew my mind. And it made me feel, even though I was on Earth, it made me feel like I was in an alien world, which is something that I'd never experienced before, especially living in a small town like I had up to that point. And it just blew my mind and really opened me up to just so much more in life, I think. And it sounds like that's kind of the idea that they went with for this stuff. Take pictures, think about it. What do you actually, at the core, what do you feel when you're there? It didn't sadly work quite as well for Halo 5, but hopefully taking that idea into the core of Infinite as they're building this brand new world, hopefully that will work. TM. Designing games for me is about crafting amazing experiences that pull you so far into the game you think about it even when you're not playing. That's me with Halo. Not 5. And not 4, but I do need to replay 4. But ODST and Halo 3, that's exactly what happened. It's no surprise that the Silent Cartographer from Halo CE is one mission that stands out clearly in my memory. Oh, Silent Cartographer might be my favourite mission in the first Halo. The beach, the intricate indoor spaces, the music. Oh, Silent Cartographer. CE birthed such a special gaming moment. And the fact that Halo's still here 20 years on is testament to that. This mission begins with Halo theme music playing as you fly low over the ocean on an island. I'm picturing it in my head as I'm saying this, where you are seamlessly dropped off to clear the beach with a squad of Marines. But wait, it gets better. Faux Hammer drops off a Warthog. Next thing I know, I'm driving around with a gunner in the back, taking enemies out as I drive around the island. Oh, heaven. The mission made me feel like I was in control, in initiating combat when I chose, on foot or in a vehicle, interior, exterior, with Marines or without. Recapturing the feeling of this mission has been one of the inspirations behind my gameplay direction. Yes, please. I did say before we got into this, everything I hear about Infinite gets me excited. This? Oh, it's heaven. That's what I want to hear. Look how pretty that looks. Even if you took out the Halo ring in the middle of the room, that just looks like Halo. You know what that looks like to me? Infinity. I mean, this is all, it's red, and all these bits are red for Banished, and it looks like sort of Covenant-esque Banished root writing. Because that table is where Roland pops up at the end of Halo 5, the hollow table there, and where they talk about Spartan missions and stuff. But it does also have a window. That's blast plating. I think this is Infinity. Oh, we gotta take Infinity back. Banished can't have Infinity. Fuck those guys. It would make sense that they would make Infinity their forward base, though. But that's probably standard UNSC tech, but how it looked, that's Infinity's bridge. That's designed around Infinity's bridge. I love Infinity. It's my favourite ship. Banished Installations, as shown in this concept painting, offer a stark contrast to the lush P&W inspired exteriors of Zeta Halo. Banished Installations that look like a UNSC capital ship bridge. Doesn't look like anything the Covenant have ever built. It looks more human than Forerunner. We've talked a fair amount about Halo Infinite being a spiritual reboot. What does that mean to you and your specific perspectives, JD? From an artistic standpoint, it means that we want to both introduce new players and welcome back old players with the iconic Halo imagery the original games were built on. We want players to have that sense of awe and wonder as they step into the world we're building. This goes back to our goals of legacy and simplicity that we constantly use as our lenses to make artistic decisions. As a prime example, we're specifically chosen to bring Chief's journey in Infinite within the Pacific Northwest forest biome on a new Halo ring, deliberate ode to the past. Another good example is how we've taken the visual design of the Jackals and Grunts back closer to their appearance in Halo 3. Yes! In previous titles, that's when they looked best. We want players to feel a nostalgic familiarity with these designs, like meeting up with an old friend as they experience all that Halo Infinite has to offer. What 343 did to the Jackals and more specifically the Grunts in 4 and 5 was horrible. So this, yes, I'm all for this. TM. Spiritual reboot is a term we use to describe our approach to introducing new ideas while staying true to what it felt like to play the classic games. Feeling is the key word here because we want to evolve by creating new experiences and opportunities but still maintain the original essence. The Grapple Shot is a great example of adding something new that also supercharges things you are already familiar with, like the Clamber or Melee. Clamber's still in as well, that's good. I do like Clamber, and I'm a heretic. I like sprint in my Halo, and I like dodge, but don't at me. You are familiar with clambering up a double stack of crates, but the obstacles in Infinite are larger and more organic. The Grapple Shot gives you the same fluid motion as Clamber, with a much greater range to get to more locations quickly. Sounds great. I do like the idea of the Grapple Shot. Also, if you're a fan of using melee, like I am, you're going to love grappling towards an enemy to land a powerful knockout blow. Sounds amazing. JM. When I was looking at possibly joining the 343 team to work on Halo Infinite, it was the spiritual reboot concept that had me incredibly excited and made it absolutely mandatory that I join the team to work on the project. So he's a fan too. And for Infinite, we are working to deliver on the promise of the original in ways that limitations of the time would not allow the team to fully explore. Zeta Halo invites exploration and discovery. The stories to be found, the player agency in how you utilize a robust sandbox of tools to overcome a mission or encounter. I love RPGs, mainly because they're story driven, but also because a lot of them create worlds that not only do you get lost in, but the more you explore, the more you're rewarded. And it sounds like they're doing that quite seriously in Infinite, which is something that I've always wanted for a Halo game. I mean, again, everything you're saying is tickling me in the right places. Everything that you're saying is tickling me in the right places here, Debs. Keep it going. Can you talk some about the process and collaboration that goes into creating Zeta Halo and its experiences? How does the world team create a cool space, and then the gameplay designers jump in to layer on the fun? Or do the designers spec out the experiences as a blueprint for the world team to go off and build? This can be a complex one to answer easily, as it really depends on the specific experience being built. The world we have created for Halo Infinite is very large and with a finite team size to create it all. We must be strategic in how we build each experience. There's no one size fits all method to this project. So in some cases it makes sense for the design to go first and lay out a space that's fun for combat, with an artist following to ensure visual qualities are met. In other cases, it might mostly be an artistic endeavour that has a world artist creating the space with a designer following afterwards to place any gameplay aspects on top. And sometimes it's a very tight collaboration between a designer and an artist to make the best experience possible. At the end of the day, each experience we create is a collaboration between many disciplines, trying to make the best game we can. TM. I wish I could describe the perfect game development formula here, but it just doesn't exist. Making games is an organic process with many constantly changing variables like technology, deadlines, budgets, people, and pandemics. The typical process starts with a rough art block mesh where design iterates until it proves fun to play. There is a back and forth between design and art until we decide to lock it down. Unfortunately, due to one reason or another, things rarely go perfectly to plan. These situations may call for a redesign, reduction in scope, or cutting a feature altogether. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just part of the game making process. In the end, great games are made by art and design working together. JM. I think Troy and Justin have described our experience of creativity, of creating the game, very well. The best results always come from collaboration, and as we move forward, collaboration will be a core aspect of the processes we continue to iterate and hone. So I'm guessing this is the Banished fortification that we just saw the interior of, which isn't clearly the Bridge of Infinity. But it also doesn't look all that banished. It's got banished markings, but this is very human-esque. Banished strongholds. So the Banished have come in and we know that they've just blown UNSC ships and forces out the water, or space. Banished strongholds, as shown in this concept painting, can be approached from nearly any direction with more tactical options than prior Halo games. Get in a Banshee, fly over the top, jump on the roof, break in, wipe out everybody, systematically work your way through and be a super soldier Spartan kicking ass and taking names. What's your personal favourite aspect of this world and or the experiences therein? JD. One of my favourite features in the game is our time of day lighting system. It's almost like he's queued this up himself. That is active while you're playing the game. There has been one of, if not the largest graphical feature implementations into our engine over the past few years. It allows us to create artistic scenes and settings that are vastly different visual tones and moods depending on what time during the cycle you encounter something. So, coming across a mysterious foreign obelisk in the day may feel peaceful and serene, where at night it might feel much more ominous and threatening. It really adds some incredible, dynamically driven visual variety throughout the experience where we were not able to have it before. TM. For me, the game is all about the experiences they create. I want to be challenged, engaged and surprised. Every time I talk about gameplay, you will hear me talk about player opportunity because I feel it's key in creating an immersive experience. It's difficult to pin down one favourite aspect of the world because it is really the sum of its parts. The world of Infinite presents you with challenges and a box full of toys. How you overcome these challenges is up to you. Troy sounds like my kind of guy. Everything he says is what I want to hear. He's either really good at PR or he's very passionate about the project, or maybe both. JM. I love the agency that we're creating that really doubles down on the premise while delivering on the promise of Halo CE. I like what you did there. Enemy strongholds can be approached from any direction, and there are so many options available on how you take on the challenges to hand. Do I blaze through the front gate with a warthog full of marines and just light the place up with zero subtlety? That's my game style. Do I scout the perimeter and discover a subterranean entrance that allows me to enter through one of the interior structures? Do I grapple shot to a sniper tower, take out the inhabitant, and begin picking off enemies with my raised vantage point? There are so many options available that allows everyone to approach the game the way they want and have their own unique experiences. I'm excited to hear stories of all the different ways players are taken on missions in the game once we are released. One of the best things about Far Cry 3, I think it was, and Far Cry 5 to a point, but Far Cry 3, was that you dropped in this beautiful world, and regardless of the story, you can just go and do what you want. There's I can't remember what they were called, but like the little towers, the enemy camps that you could just go and take out. Now, I started out going in the front door, shooting everything. I quickly learned to find a vantage point, scout it out, take out a few guys with a sniper, slowly move in, and systematically work your way through. If they're bringing that to Halo with a battle rifle and a sniper rifle, you're never going to get me off this game. You're never going to get me off this game. Look at that. Does that not just scream Halo to you? Forerunner structure, beautiful blue sky, the canyons, the greenery, the stars. That's clearly Halo. We have some shots of the day-night cycle. Oh, I love I'm guessing that's dawn, right? That's beautiful. So day, night. It does have a spookier kind of feeling for the nighttime, which is cool. One of the things I love about the Forerunner world is how old it does actually look. It's weather stained. They're really nailing that with this. If it turns out to be like this, and I know that this is a work in progress, this isn't a perfect image by any means, but look at all of the details that you can see in the back. And as they tweak certain things and improve graphical elements, this game could look absolutely amazing, and it needs to absolutely push the Series X to its limits of what they can do right now to just do the game justice. Halo Infinite's time of day lighting system dynamically changes the mood and atmosphere on Zeta Halo, I'd say. Story is going to be coming at the player from every angle, and it's safe to say Zeta Halo has as much a character in Halo Infinite as Chief, the pilot, or Escharum. How does the world and the world team's work support the narrative experience? This is a great point. Zeta Halo is very much a character in and of itself. The landscape, the mysterious structures, the surrounding vistas, and even the wildlife found on it act as unique characteristics of the ring. We want Zeta to feel like a real and living place, regardless of whether the player is present or not. Most importantly, there's an epic visual story to be told, if not only what recently happened to it, but also one that implies its mysterious past, what implications it holds for the future. Oh, teases. So from an artistic perspective, we have two main goals with bringing Zeta to life. First, to visually show what is happening at current times with the violent occupation of the Banished forces and how it was shaped the landscape of the ring. And second, to create mystery and intrigue around Zeta's past and ultimate purpose, intertwining these two major story characteristics of Zeta. Has been an awesome and rewarding challenge. People will not only experience the immediate story of Chief's reawakening to confront the Banished and Cortana. Oh, if they look around, they may find glimpses of the future as well. Okay, confirmation that Cortana is still around and a threat. Chief's reawakening to confront the Banished and Cortana. So they're not working together, which makes sense. And he's not done there. Glimpses of the future as well. We know that this is a 10-year project. They are dropping this. This is like the Destiny mentality. So they release the game and they have a 10-year plan for what they want to do with the game, how they want to evolve it, and what they want to add over the course of the time. And the story that they're trying to tell. Which I have no problem with if done right. This, I mean, again, I say it every fucking paragraph. This has me excited. This is great. This is great. TM. The Ring definitely has its own story to tell, and the environment artists have done an amazing job bringing this to life. Memories of past battle scars the surface. And evidence of bigger events can be seen in the fractured chunks of the rings floating in the sky. This is something I really care about because I'm more of a show me, don't tell me kind of player. Yeah, okay. I find that discovering things and figuring things out for myself go much further to immerse me in this world. That's true. JM. There are the missions that will put you on the golden path of the primary narrative. But more than any previous game, we're breaking down the walls to create a more open play space, offering exploration and discovery. What is that odd tower in the distance? I see a smoke signal over that ridge. What is the source of the odd hum? Go find out. There are entire stories to be discovered. I often describe the experience offered by Zeta Halo as Halo Unleashed, because it's all the experiences and stories you love from Halo presented in a world where you have so much more freedom to explore and discover unexpected adventures. Okay, yeah. You're keeping those teasers coming. You're hitting me in all the right spots here. How does the introduction of new equipment and traversal mechanics like the Grapple Shot factor into creation of this environment? And how does it inform the foundation of encounters within the world? JD. Having a tool like the Grapple Shot definitely challenges to rethink the way we build our environments, because it's a versatile and fun mechanic that allows players to get nearly anywhere that they can reach. The art team has had the added challenge of ensuring that we do allow players to get to spots and areas that in previous titles we may have prevented them from getting from. Good news is that not only is the gameplay that much more fun because of it, we can also expect players to get some really awesome locations and vantage points that will further show off the beauty of the world we have created. For me, the Grapple Shot is the most exciting example of a new gameplay feature that provides great wins for both players and devs alike. TM. One of our core goals is to provide players with more sandbox opportunities so they can be creative in their approach to problem solving. Equipment like the Grapple Shot is a great example, creating new and exciting possibilities. Walls, cliffs and small gaps don't stop Chief any longer, which gives us the opportunity to rethink how encounters are built. This caused some challenges early on because designers couldn't just place the final objective at the far end of a base, assuming players will have to fight their way through. With the Grapple Shot, players can go wherever they want, whenever they want. From a development standpoint, this is both terrifying and completely liberating at the same time. As a player, I like to figure out the best way to approach a situation, and my best way might be different to yours. The Grapple Shot has helped the team break out of this single path design mindset and evolve into something much more exciting. It's become so second nature that when I play other games, I find that I miss the grapple. You've clearly played a lot of Infinite. I know this is a bit all over the place because we're talking about Halo and I keep bringing up other things, but thinking of movement and traversal, has there ever been a game that's handled that better than Titanfall? The wall running, I mean the grapple sounds like a similar kind of idea. We're never going to have Chief wall running, and he shouldn't. He's a couple of tons of super soldier. He's not going to wall run up a cliff, but the Grapple Shot gives you more movement, more ability. It sounds amazing. JM. The Grapple Shot is super fun in the traversal options it provides, but it also allows for pulling weapons to you. Yes, please. Pulling an explosive fusion coil to you that you can then throw to take out a shade turret, or to grapple to and launch yourself onto an enemy to land a powerful melee attack. Beyond the undeniable fun of the Grapple Shot, you can carry around another 3 pieces of equipment with their own unique roles and utility that you can quickly swap between at any time. The collaborative play you can create in this way opens an astounding number of player options, and I cannot wait to see the YouTube videos people share showing off moves we never even imagined when developing them. And so 4 pieces of equipment at the same time. Oh boy, they're giving you a lot of options. Let's just pause there for a minute. I've seen this picture and there's things I want to talk about. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen because you can't see what I'm doing. The radar looks much more simplistic. The HUD is very simplistic. The top portion seems to have shrunk down. It seems to be giving you a much bigger viewpoint and a clearer viewpoint from Chief's perspective. The grapple is on the left arm, so can you grapple and shoot with a pistol in the right arm? Which would be cool. Or a rifle or something. I mean, Chief's a super soldier for Christ's sake. The sniper rifle looks beautiful. It has the textures and the improvements of Halo 5, but it still has that classic Halo feel to it. The scope isn't night vision. It used to be green, which I used to say was night vision, but I don't think it has been green for a lot of years, but that's just how I remember the Halo sniper. But it looks really good. The gloves don't look as detailed and as busy as Halo 5, which is good. But even though this is a work in progress, all of this looks beautiful. The colours, the lighting, the structure itself is clearly detailed. The Warthog, the Warthog looks like a Warthog, which is beautiful. You can see the mouse. I don't know why I'm not pointing with the mouse. I'm sorry guys, I'm a complete fucking idiot. Let's look here. It looks like we've got grenade. I would say that is a banished spike grenade. Is that a piece of equipment that you've got? So bubble shield maybe, or something like that. But I guess that's your equipment. Now, what is that wonderfully designed pistol? That silhouette looks amazing. It's clearly a pistol. It's clearly not UNSC. Or is it a UNSC? It's not the sidekick. It's not an M6 or an M-style pistol, because the handle is off at an angle. It's a totally different sort of handle style, and it's a longer pistol with a flatter design on top. Whatever it is, that silhouette looks beautiful, and I want to see that pistol. It looks very elegant. But isn't that just a beautiful image? I cannot wait to stream this game. Sod streaming it, I can't wait to play it. So much, there's just so much. And if you can explore all of these places, you get up on that rock, you can get up here, get up here, get up here. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Explore the mysteries of Zeta Halo the way you want, taking full advantage of an expanded sandbox featuring familiar weapons alongside brand new abilities. Yes please. What impact does co-op have on the gameplay experiences across Zeta Halo? One of the things I want to do with this game is co-op with some of my buddies. A good old 4-way co-op, like the good old days. TM. Campaign is about telling the next great chapter of Master Chief's story, and the co-op experience is about playing this story together with your friends. Solo gameplay experience is designed to provide players with options on how they want to tackle situations. These options translate well into co-op by allowing different play styles. Oh god, yes. The great thing about being a sandbox game, it means there is no right way to use a particular item or feature. I can't wait to see co-op players doing crazy stuff and combos we didn't even think of. JM. As mentioned above, Halo Infinite will be offering some of the most open-ended play experiences in the history of Halo, with an enormous sandbox of ingredients to bring to bear. So, when you get the idea that we can play together and that matrix of player choice driven experiences, possibilities just explode. As we look ahead to launch this fall, can you give us a sense of what you and your team will be focused on over the remaining months? JD. For sure. The art team, like most of the development teams, are quickly wrapping up all of our remaining tasks and polish items as we approach our bug fix and performance stage of the game's production. We'll be spending the final months fixing bugs ranging from floating trees to T-posing enemies. Cyberpunk, anyone? As well as ensuring that the game runs smoothly across all platforms. While not the most glamorous phase of development, it is the most technical and crucial to shipping. TM. The team is 100% focused on wrapping up the campaign experience, which includes gathering and addressing user feedback, both internal playtests and user research data, bug fixing, performance and balancing. Guys, if you want me to play the game for you, I am more than happy to play it through, let you know what I think. I'll give you detailed feedback. I mean, hell, you can even be on a video call watching me play it. I don't mind. I'll offer my services as a sacrificial lamb to the cause of Halo Infinite. You'll find my email on my YouTube page if you want to get in touch. That's fine. I would love to hear from you. Thank you all for taking the time to share your insights and work with our community today. Yes, thank you from the community. Before we go, any parting comments you'd like to pass on? JD, a pleasure for sure. I just want to say thank you to everyone in the community who so passionately follow our progress and hunger for more. We try our best to listen to your feedback and make the best decisions for you all and the franchise. Making games is immensely rewarding, but also exceedingly difficult. Every decision has a silly amount of complexities that need to be considered, let alone doing it while working from home amid a global pandemic. This release will be a building block for what we can continue to grow our Halo storytelling and experiences quicker and more polished than in the past. Just know that we are working as hard as we can to deliver the best experience possible, and we truly hope you all love it. Looking forward to showing more in the near future. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. That's what I want. I want it now. And these guys, if Halo Infinite is a success, 343 have shown the world how good they are in the most trying of times. And everything they're saying is right, as I've said time and time again. TM, thanks for asking the questions. I love having the opportunity to reach out to the community and share insights into what we do. It takes a lot of blood, sweat and tears to make something this ambitious. You shouldn't be bleeding over it. What kind of work environment are you in to make something this ambitious? But the players are what makes it all worthwhile. It's a privilege to work on such a beloved franchise that I have been a fan of ever since she first stepped out the cryopod in Halo in Combat Evolved. I look forward to sharing more developer stories and gameplay as we head towards release. JM, any chance to talk about this game is an absolute pleasure. I cannot wait to hear the experiences players create once they get their hands on Infinite. Thank you all so much for your hard work thus far. We really appreciate you taking the time to answer our questions about Zeta Halo. Now, let's hear from a few more 343ers. Great work they're doing across the board. Story time with Tales from the Trenches. I love how big these updates are and how they just incorporate so much. Tales from the Trenches. Each month we venture into 343 Industries' trenches to hear from members of the team about what excites them, what they're working on, and get more insights into the behind-the-scenes happenings of Halo Infinite's development. These are their stories. This year, I'm most excited to see the efforts of the graphics team come together. My main focus as graphics producer is partnering with engineering leadership to set and prioritize goals, as well as resolving blockers and empowering our engineers to do their best work. Following the campaign demo last July, the team has been continuously iterating on outstanding graphics and lighting work to deliver a more immersive experience. This additional level of polish required coordination of multiple disciplines, such as graphics, lighting, environments, characters, sandbox and more. This team effort is finally coming together and we are very excited to share some of the results with our community today. In the same spirit, we've been regularly reviewing the Xbox versions of Halo Infinite with our multiple partner teams. And while the work in progress images we are presenting today are captured on a PC, which we'll delve deeper into in a future blog post, we're committed to deliver a great experience and high level of visual fidelity across all platforms. Alex Lebulico, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Alex, graphics producer. I've been joking with people recently that our flighting program is about running into every wall we can. So come release day, we've already found all the walls. In January, we hit a lot of walls. It was exhausting. But then in February, we hurdled and sidestepped those walls. And it feels really good to keep moving forward with each internal flight. The progress is steady, and I'm super thankful to everyone who's collaborating in the program as we smash through these walls together. We've still got work to do over the coming months. Please ensure you sign up to the Halo Insider program so you're ready when it comes. I think I already am. That's from Sam Henshaw, live producer. From weapon icons to integral gameplay systems, the UI UX team has eyes on a wide variety of content going into the game. And as a long-time fan of the series, it's been incredibly rewarding to see everyone's passions work their way into different nooks and crannies. One of the things I worked on was the out-of-bounds HUD warning, and I'd like to think the lore lover in me helped to make it equal parts informative and immersive, since the world is pretty large. I doubt many people will ever see it, but any that do may get to enjoy some dorky humour if they pay close enough attention. Eric Richter, UI designer. Eric, I accept your challenge. You and me, Eric, I'm gonna find it, and then I'll find you on Twitter with the clip, and I'll probably forget all this. But Eric, challenge accepted. I'm really excited about how the Forge toolset and workflow is being vetted by our internal 343 devs. Different teams have been using Forge in different capacities, which in turn is providing us valuable feedback to help further improve the Forge UGC experience. It's great to see Forge being put through its paces. I know you're all eager to learn more about Forge Infinite, and I promise when that time comes, I won't be quiet about it. Michael Shaw, Forge lead designer. I hope you all enjoyed hearing stories direct from members of the team. These tales are a small example of what it takes and how many incredibly talented individuals contribute to building a game like Halo Infinite. Another one of those talented individuals is Joseph Staton, Halo Infinite's head of creative, who is ready to close out its latest Inside Infinite for us. Bring it on home, Joseph. Let's just pause on that image for a second. Banshees. Banished Banshees, but they look great. We have the ring, standard Halo, broken parts of the wing. There's, I'm guessing it's a banished ship. We've seen that before in one of the images previously. Broken spires, we've got loads of Forerunner structures here. There's a different Forerunner structure there by the looks of it. Another one there. That might even be where we were for the July demo. Got that banished fort there. Looks like another little fort there. That's definitely blockers and fences and things. Another fort there. There's so much. If this game is as big as they're saying, you're going to need a Banshee with you all the time just to get places. That's amazing. Capture a Banshee and fly to the floating ring fragment across a gap of stars. Can we fly to other broken parts? Oh yeah, baby. That'll be so cool. Across a gap of stars. As you read this month's update and look at the screenshots, you might have the same question I did when I joined the team last fall. What kind of game is Halo Infinite? Infinite's world is incredibly large, and its vast combat zones connect seamlessly to each other. Its vistas are filled with adventures that entice you to stray from the golden path story missions. From a distance, it might appear that we're building an open world game, but that's not really the case. We're making a Halo game, a sandbox shooter where our goal is to make you feel like the most powerful actor in a rich, emergent sci-fi combat simulation. Sounds good to me. For example, if you zoom into some of this month's screenshots, you'll catch glimpses of the wildlife that inhabit the ring. Halo Infinite's campaign doesn't have a crafting system, however, and you won't spend time hunting and skinning animals to make better gear for Master Chief. Spartans wear Mjolnir assault armor. They don't need leather boots. I'll come back to that point. What you will spend time doing is plummeting from a rocky overcrop into the heart of an enemy patrol, eliminating their leader with a well-stuck plasma grenade, using your grapple shot to pull his power weapon off the ground into your hands and then empty its magazine into the rest of the patrol, scattering the nearby wildlife back into their burrows. That sounds epic, which is to say we've designed Halo Infinite so that you're freer than you ever have been to do what Spartan super soldiers do best. Survey a battle space, plan your attack, engage the enemy, deal with whatever surprises the sandbox throws your way, and then rearm for the next battle. That's like it is in the books. What's different this time is that you have more freedom than ever to choose your path through the world. Follow a hidden cave system into a well-guarded fortress, Wind your warthog through a fog-filled mountain pass, capture a banshee and fly to a floating ring fragment across a gap of stars. The strong narrative remains at the heart of Master Chief's adventure, and your journey between story missions is entirely up to you. So then, what kind of game is Halo Infinite? It's the most open and adventure-filled Halo game ever. It's the Halo game we could only dream about making 20 years ago, and we can't wait for you to explore it. I can't wait to explore it either. And all of this talk of this is the game we wanted CE to be when we made it 20 years ago is just... And alright, Halo CE is a very linear game, but there are moments where you're out in the open, you can go off and explore. There isn't a huge amount out there to find. There is things for sure, but it is quite restricted by the technology of the time. But at the time, it was as big and as grand as this sounds. And with Joseph back, that pushed my excitement for this game a little higher. And with every one of these, it gets higher and higher and higher and higher. Another fantastic Inside Infinite update. These updates are so brilliantly done. But that was Inside Infinite, February 2021. I could go on forever. I am so excited about this game. I am a little overwhelmed by all the information in here. There's a lot to pick through. There's a lot to think about. There was actually a moment here. Yes, crafting system. So Halo Infinite's campaign doesn't have a crafting system. Fine. I'm going to do it again. Red Dead 2's crafting system was great. It was so much fun just to go out and hunt things. That isn't Halo. So they're specifically saying this isn't an open world game, and this doesn't have a crafting system where you've got to hunt 5,000 rhinos just to make a piece of armour. You don't need to do any of that. You already have the armour. You start the game with all the equipment you need. That doesn't mean that we don't have weapon mods, which I would love. I've wanted for years, since Halo 3, I've wanted a proper weapon modding system. Very much like, and I think I've said this before as well, but very much like the Call of Duty style, you've got 5-6 slots, you can change out barrels, sights, whatever. For the campaign that would be amazing. Not for multiplayer. It wouldn't work for multiplayer, because it would just make things far too messy. But unless you balance it, and then does it work for Call of Duty multiplayer? I don't know. I don't play Call of Duty multiplayer. It probably does. I mean, it kind of works for Warzone, right? So maybe if you implement it properly, you could do it for both sides, campaign and multiplayer. But I would love that. And this isn't saying we don't have a weapon mod system. So while I honestly don't think there is one in Infinite, I would love to see it. That's one of my top wants for a Halo game, the weapon mods. A really intricate, well thought out system that lets you personalise your weapon. But yeah, everything I've heard today, everything that we've talked about in this video is just what I want to hear. It's exactly what I want from this. My hype levels are just skyrocketing. I can't wait for next month's audio breakdown, because I do think that the audio is going to be fantastic. They've clearly, every part of the Infinite team has listened to the criticisms of Halo 5, and they're doing everything they can in their power to make it much more, well, they said legacy and simplicity. Absolutely wonderful. I absolutely love this. Kudos to all of the guys working on this game, all the guys and girls. They are doing, it sounds like, amazing work in very tough situations. But these guys are doing fantastic. Big shout out to them. I love the passion that all of them seem to be bringing to this project. And as a hardcore Halo player, a long-time fan, and a lover of the lore and the story and the characters that are both in and outside of the games, I thank you, and I cannot wait to get my grubby hands on this wonderfully sounding game and really put it through its paces. I'm going to call this video there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a very long one. I know it's probably a little bit all over the place, but I am not looking at this as a content creator. I am just looking at this as a Halo fan and breaking it down in my perspective. Let me know what you think. As always, I'd love to know if this does anything to your excitement for Halo. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.